Soften up the mess, drop it in the water, let the daughter find her image with the rest. She'll be learning how to breathe, spinning through identity, reveal another pretty little scheme. Save her mind, hold her hand, and don't believe a lie, you understand me. Walk her down the valley, pack a piece of heaven for the bottoms of her feet. Teach her how to jump and how to stretch when she reach, like the angels do, and you gon' make it through now. Tell about the healer, greater is the one within and call him as the leader. Teach her how to hold a pretty hand up to the sky, and never wait upon the giver, he'll deliver like a dealer. Take her higher, higher, fly out the valley and the fire. Take her higher, higher, fly up out the valley and the fire. Train her feet for running, show her every door and how the windows let the sun in. Copy out the key and tell her this is for becoming. Even in the fever, baby, cry and get to running. And tell her that you better get your bootstraps up, you're with the army. Ready when the truth act up, nothing can harm me. Yelling from the roof I touch, put up a guard and count to 10. Lion's den, speaking with the higher pen. Can't be touched by fire then. Fast forward to the grown things now, I'm working on them soul things now. Forgiving all your old ways, but it's harder on the cold days. Cold day. Never been a product of a flawless environment. Never acted like I'm higher than you. And I still pray, dear God, won't you send me a break? Cause I need to get away, yeah. Dear God, won't you send me a break? Cause I need to get away, yeah. Cause I would rather be running away. I would rather be running. Dear God, won't you send me a break? Cause I need to get away. I need to get away now. I need to get away now.
Hello to everybody. Welcome to On Brits Block. And welcome to my girl, Miss Astute Queen Bee, Thoughts, home of the Royal Gladiators, crown on. Hello, Stu, how are you today?
Hey sis, how you doing? Britt?
Burning up.
Not burning up. Mm-mm.
When I tell you, girl, I just went over here to see why I feel like, it's probably hotter in hell than it in this house. The girl got the heat on 80 over there. And in my living room, I have an entertainment center that has a fireplace to it. And I bought it basically for the little ambiance and LED lights. This nut got the fireplace going. And I was like, why am I? She made me say I was going to the change, y'all. I thought I was really about to go to the change. I was like, something is wrong with this picture. I was like, I'm leaving here. I don't open every window every day. I was like, wait, it's I go around there. The heat says 80 in here.
Mm-mm.
I said,
Boy.
cause and then she got to say, I walked past, I was like, that's where the heat coming from. I was like, oh my Lord.
Hey, Bugs. Hey, beautiful.
Yeah, hello, Miss Bugs, and hello, Miss Beautiful. Y'all, thank y'all for stopping by. I made a little announcement yesterday. I was talking to a student about dating in 2025, and I wanted to just for us to sit down and just do a talk about it because it's so different on what's going on and how dating looks these days. And
Child.
I and it started with me talking to my god sister the other day, and she was just kind of like, I want your opinion. I was like, okay, well, go ahead. And she was talking about a guy that wanted to talk to her. She's like, yeah, he's like, he wanted to slide. And I was sitting there like, baby, please define slide to me. What are you talking about? I don't talk a whole lot of slang. I never have. So, and then he want me to spend the night. And but I said, well, what about the relationship part of it? Because I said, once you started sliding and you slide enough, but then this going a feeling's gonna attach to this. So she's like,
Sure.
so I'm like, so basically, he wants you to be a side piece, but with the benefits of almost like a girlfriend, because you gonna spend the night. I'm like, that's crazy, but you know, I said, well, that's what you want to do, but my thing is, I feel like these days, no one is dating with a purpose.
Yeah, that is a crazy thing. Cause I don't understand dating myself this this about right about now because I think it's a little creepy. Um, and it's like, when are y'all gonna start asking for more?
Right.
The little bit that y'all get is not what it's supposed to be. It's just not. So it's
To me, it seemed like, I was married at one time, and then I got separated in 2018, and then I started dating again, and then but it seemed like after I've been married, it seemed like the game hadn't changed. I went, I got sick, got better, and like even to the day, the game still has not changed. And to me, I feel like a lot of times in this day and age is that we as women are looking for one thing, and
mm-hmm.
then we are trying to have ourselves in a position to have the things that we need. A lot of us, if we're single parents, we somewhat established as having our own, but then you get some of these men out here. I know the guys that I have come across, and no offense to no man that's out here that's listening, so please don't take it as being being you, but they more broke than the woman is, broken as far as past relationships. Oh, I'm just so hurt. I was in a relationship and you ain't got over it. You breaking it with you, and then they don't have anything established for themselves. And at this big young age, I'm at beautiful. I need you to be able to bring something to the table besides yourself. I need you to put a tap on the table rocking, food falling off. You can't even bring nothing to the table but yourself. That's crazy.
That is crazy. The craziest extra part to me is how these young men these days think it's okay for her to go out and work all day and he sit home and play video games.
Exactly.
That blows my mind.
And my thing is, I feel like if you going it's so many gaming places where you can make money. So if you're gonna be at home all day playing the game, make some money off of it.
Exactly.
Find someone to do it. That's why I tell my oldest daughter a lot of times is that if you got it's not your job to keep up nobody. If you get them going to work, whatever. If they can't eat, they just ain't gonna eat because the Bible said a man that don't work, they don't eat.
Exactly.
So we gotta go back to the fundamentals of what a man did. Back in the day when I was growing up, I felt like I saw men. I don't care if a man did cheat back then. He still took care of his household. It was not the woman getting up. Most of the women, they stayed at home, just had all the babies. Even they had a second family, those
Mm,
men got up, they went to work. It wasn't, I don't feel like going. Can you do this for me? None of that. They got up and went to work.
hey,
Hey,
Nikki News. What's up, love?
hey, Nikki, how are you? they went to work. Whereas men these days now, you know, how long you been on your job? I've been on it about 5 months. I just started. It's hard for me to get a job. You be like, okay, well, I'm gonna need you to have something to be established.
Something. Do something. At least have a car. At least have a job. And wash your ears.
Yeah, and I used to be. I used to think it was just me back in the day. I used to be like, the three things you had to have somewhere to stay because you can't live with me. You had to have a way because I'm not finna drive you back and forth to work. I'm not an Uber, and you know you had to have a job because I can't take care of you. And no, even to this day, and I'm gonna continue to stand on that because I'm not finna build a man. I'm not finna. This is not boys the men, and you're not Legos, and I'm not building you up. Not in as far as keeping you up, but I can build you up as far as encouraging you. The good job you did. I'm so proud of you. I will stand behind you as that you being the head of the household, and then you
Mm-hmm.
be the man, and not trying to take the position, the part. Because I think with me, once being married, and I tried to give my husband the head of the household, allow him to play that role. But when you ain't doing a good job on your role, bills are behind, and this, that, and other, I have to step in. But we don't want to overstep a man's job. But if you're not doing it, then we're not gonna sit and suffer as a family because you don't want to do what's right. But
Exactly.
come on, this if just like these days, and it's all to me these days. It's all about sex.
Because that's all they know. That's all they know. Nikki News is in the house. That's all they know. Because the sad thing is that most men are not teaching boys how to act. The crazy thing is, it's taking the mothers to do that. How to treat a lady, what you're supposed to do. Men want to tell their male counterparts, like, oh, you only need to do this, and if she'll sleep with you this day, it's just a bunch of crazy stuff. Because I've listened to it for so long, but now it's like, what is wrong with everybody? Why they don't want nothing? It's like, don't you want something in life? Like, you just want to sit on somebody else's couch. It's not like you're trying to embed put anything better into her life. They just take it. And that's my problem with the men dating in hell this year, this time and before. They're starting to get very as that video I like to play. They are loving up on themselves, doing for themselves, think they're the better part. And if it wasn't for a woman, they wouldn't even be here. So it kind of irritates me. I got to change this thing if I can.
And you know one thing I'm learning too. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that they're not understanding that it takes, first of all, it takes a village to raise your kids. That's first and foremost, whether they
Uh
believe
huh.
it. Um, and it takes a certain kind of man. And I'm sorry, some people say, "Oh no, if it wasn't for a man can only teach a man how to be a man," and I think that's bogus and bullcrap. Because I think I've raped a lovely, gentle soul that knows his place, that knows he's a man, and know he is responsible for certain things. I'm gonna put this back up here.
And Miss Bug said something. She said, "I can do better myself." Miss Bugs,
Yep.
my grandma used to always say, "When I'm growing up, you can do better by yourself. I can do it better alone than with somebody that's gonna bring me down." And versus us trying to work together, I feel like in a relationship, we supposed to be trying to build something together. Not
Exactly.
me, not trying to outbuild each other, but we building this together. If we want to get a house, we got to have plans,
Hey, sweet Esther.
so this is what we want to have, and we do it together, not alone. And then so you got the men I hear, the older men that should be an example to the younger generation. To me these days, they're not. But I talked to a young lady the other week at church,
Mm-hmm.
and when I tell you she has done a phenomenal job with her men, I said when her sons get older, they will be the best men because I'm seeing some of the younger ones be good. Good. I was heading to the car and I wasn't just feeling that my best, and I was asking this other young guy. I said, "Can you drive?" He's like, "No, not yet." So the young man asked me. He said, "You want me to go get your car?" I said, "Yeah, go get my car." He went and got my car. He pulled it around to the front of the my second church. He
Mm-hmm.
stood there. He waited. I was talking. Well, he could have just left my car right there. He stood there with
Mm-hmm.
that door open. He came to the steps and helped me down the steps. He got me in
His
the
mom
car and
taught him some
everything.
manners.
And I told his mom, I called her the next day. I said, I want to call you and just honor you for
Yeah.
raising such a great man. Because when he gets married, the respect that he showed me, he would do that for his wife. Because I mean, he could have easily just walk
That's
past
like
me
he.
on the way by getting the car.
Hey, May May, long time no see.
Hey,
OMG.
May, say Britt, and hey, through this. I think I spoke earlier, but
Mm-mm.
I was amazed. And I'm sitting there looking at him like it's men that's 50 and older. They will look at you, pull up to your house, blow the horn, and wait for you to come outside. They're not opening no doors. They're not coming get no coffee. They're not doing
They
none of
ring
that.
the doorbells. They ain't talking like even with the younger crowd. I just trip out because it's like you don't make that boy come to your door. You let him sit outside in that car. Your mama need to tell you that's not how that go. Your dad, your mama, your daddy, somebody need to tell you no, that's not how they go. Let that man sit there and blow that horn all he want, but he better
And
get
that's
his
how it
out
was
your
growing up
car.
with me. Mhm. And that's how it was growing up with me when I grew up. If
Mm-hmm.
you didn't come to that door, they didn't let me move.
Yeah.
If I sit right there, I'd be like, fool, can't you see I ain't come to tell you to get up?
Hey, Auntie Greta.
Wasn't no getting up, going to no door. When you're not blowing, you come in and you speak, you be respectful. You sit down, how you doing? My name is such. It wasn't none of
Exactly.
that.
Yeah, they
None
don't.
of that.
It's sad that even parents these days don't even know their kids' friends. Now that blows my mind. Cause how they your kids' friend and you don't know nothing about them. You don't know where they live. You don't know their parents' name. You ain't got no phone number. Excuse me. I need phone numbers. I need addresses. I need to know the mama name. I need to know the daddy name. Cause if y'all out here dating and depending on your age range or if you still live in my house, somebody
Oh
should know
yeah,
more.
I know. My child. You know how I do. The other day, you want to go somewhere? Me too. I'm gonna sit right here. You go in there and enjoy yourself. I'm sitting in this car. Auntie Greta said, I feel sorry for the young women today because they don't know how men should treat you. You were taught back in the day. And the thing is too with that, because I feel like, and not blaming it because women having babies younger, but as your time and your generation go on, you watching how your mama was treated and your grandma was treated and that person was treated. So you don't know whether I need to be treated better or if I need to be how do I deal with this? Because a lot of women are settling because then too, if you look at it, and I think why it's so easy for a lot of men to get on women some days because they looking for love in all the wrong places. They didn't have that love of a father growing up. So as they grow up and start to date, they looking for that love. And one thing
Also,
I was telling my
daddy figure too.
yeah, they look for that. And I was telling my best friend the other day, I was like, it just seemed like when you meeting the guy, and if you tell him, oh yeah, I like to have a Whopper on Wednesdays, and I want flowers, and I've been through this, that, and other. Once you lay down everything that has happened to you in your life, once you have laid down everything that they can come to you with, that's what they use against you. And that leads them to love bomb you because you have told them everything. You left nothing to the imagination.
Exactly.
I don't told you exactly. I've been hurt. That this don't happen to me, and they're gonna tell you, "Oh, girl, you know I love you.
I would
I
never.
never do you like that." You know, cause but at the same time, they playing on your emotions because you told somebody. So I think I've gotten to the point where I'm gonna let you go. You have to figure me out. Yeah, I'm about to be a 24 piece puzzle, and you have to put me together because I don't want to all my woes and angst on the table. Because if I do, you may try to use them against me.
Yeah. Auntie Greta said, if you don't learn anything else as a younger or older woman, you need to know you deserve respect. That's the fact. Really was something
Exactly.
to read. Women are the prize, not the man. Not now, not ever. Women make things happen. Beautiful said, my big mom said, you don't answer to no horn. Horn is for hoes.
Exactly. Bob, Bob.
Wait, May said my daughter's generation from that age 1925. So there, young men are sorry. I thank God. I ain't gonna lie. Thank God the way I raised my son, because I said there's one good girl out there. She act like she got some sense. She can have that one, but she gotta act like she got some sense and not take advantage. Because my son is one of those open the door, pull out your chair. Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. He's one of those men.
And
So,
see, my brother, Shaq, he is now 31, gonna be 32.
mhm.
And at 23 years old, he bought his first house.
Amen.
And to watch him grow up, and I tell him so often, you are a wonderful man and a wonderful husband, because he got with a girl, Jordan, that had a son, and she took this little boy on as his own. And
Hmm.
to watch him father this little boy, and now then to have my sweet sugar, my baby, Gigi, and to watch him grow up and the man that he has become is maturing. That's the man. And it's sad that a lot of times these days it's the younger men that are
Hmm.
more mature than the older ones. I mean, because you got these older ones out here and they don't have nothing. They still trying to make it. They
And
still
chasing
trying to
the tail.
yeah, and it's everybody. And it bothered me to see older men still out here trying to sleep with everybody on the road. It's like, when would you ever get to the point where you want to settle down in this lifetime and want something other than
Some
a piece
tail.
of tail? But people don't realize though. When I was talking to my god sister, I said, well, somebody got to my slide, and I said, and if you ain't the only one that he slide with, I said, what y'all don't realize though, when it's everybody, it's called soul ties. Everybody that you
Tail.
lay with, you are connecting with that person, in not only physically, but in a spiritual connection. And a lot of times you can get connected to people through a soul tie that you will never, ever, ever be able to break,
Woo,
because
don't
whoever
say
they
it.
sleeping with,
I'm still
you
trying to
sleeping
break.
with.
I'm still trying to break that one, baby.
Right, because some people you can connect to in the spirit. I mean, when I tell you, because, and y'all, I'm not getting too graphic, but I'm just being real. If you are laying with somebody and it's amazing, I mean, it's great. Sometimes you can feel yourself, you can feel your soul being sucked out of your body and connected to them, and it feel like an out of body experience, like you sitting there looking out at yourself, like, girl, you better do that thing.
Been
And
there,
that's
done
just being real, because you are connected. So now everybody that he don't been with, that's been hurt, that's been broken, that's been this and other. Now you sleeping with them. So while everybody want to run around here and sleep with everybody, and versus just trying to say, you know what, let me date with a purpose. At this
that.
time in my life, when I date somebody, when I start dating, it's gonna be with a purpose. I want to settle down. I want to get married. I want to be able to grow. And the thing is, I'm coming though. Believe me, I don't see them red flags a mile away. Because I already know I'm not going down these same circles I've been through. But you gotta want to have something, but not to just sit around these days and everybody want to sleep around with each other. And then you trying to figure out why you can't get delivered and why you always doing this, because you don't stay with everybody. You
Exactly.
carry you carry the weight of everybody. They don't have it on your back.
That's true. That's true. Wait, Auntie Greta said people treat you the way you allow them to treat you. Men test you to see when they can get away with. That's true fact. And May said, my daughters are 35 and 23, and they are spoiled, and they aren't giving no sucker nothing because they're too busy with their hands. May, you're a mess. Auntie Greta said,
I must be your. Well, I probably be your daughter. I'm your youngest daughter because I'm 25. But I'm like that. I'm not giving you nothing. That's why I look at my daughter sometimes. Had gotten the world, and
mm,
somewhere in the sauce she got lost. And I'm like, baby, because some of the stuff that you're doing, I would never do. I've always been the type of person. I guess that nickname that you and Brownie have given me, Britt Brett, has
mhm.
stuck because I have always been a spoiled brat, and that's just being real. I want what I want, and that's it.
Hear it in
I'm
your
not
voice.
giving you nothing. Take care of me. I mean, I'm gonna help you too, but you'll take care of me before I take care of you. I bet you that.
I know that's right. Tell it, because I've been there, done that. I refuse to do it again. And as a grown old ass lady, it blows my mind because even again, like we just said, men are our age, close to our age. do not know how to act. And it's like, can you put on some dress pants? Can you put on some shoes? Can you put on a dress shirt? I don't want to see you in a jersey and some sneakers and your slouching pants. You're a little too old to be dressing like that. I need them to get in a right generation and stop playing, because it's not.
They want to be these young. They want to be these young. When I see a man over 40, and maybe I'm wrong, y'all. If I'm wrong, y'all, towards to my heart. But this is my thoughts. I
Not your
feel
head.
like over 40, I'm wearing them braids. No, that's definitely a no. I need you to get your grown man haircut now. We're grown,
Well,
and when we go somewhere, be able to put on a nice, dress up nicely. Don't be up here with sagging your pants to the ground, and you got to try to pick them up and drag them. You should be at a certain point, be a certain way. That's why I look at. I was looking at something yesterday. It might have been on Instagram, and it was talking about Wreck-It Ralph, and I'm sitting there thinking, looking like these are the type of men these days at this age that we are talking about. Women don't want to date.
Exactly.
Y'all too busy trying to be a baby and too girly for me. Always whine. Oh, I need a baby. Take care of me. Don't bother me. I was there. You living your life the way you want to live it. But soon as I give you what you giving me, now
Baby,
you don't dog me out all kind of ways. But soon as I give you that same energy back, now you want to whine. Now I'm wrong. But you can't think you're gonna do me any kind of way and think it's all right. And see, and men are like that though.
yeah, and they can't stand let you do to them what they've done to you.
Well,
They lose their minds.
I mean, you better go give them help. They need help in the first degree, because as soon as you do something to them, they go out here and cheat with every woman they want to.
Yeah.
As soon as you get one man, you will never live it down. I mean, never live it down.
I tell people all the time, I want people to stop living in this fantasy and stop listening to silly men pretend, because they are pretending. If you cheated on them, they would take you back. Men always say, no, that's not true. I wouldn't leave. I would stay and try to work it out. Bull crap. Y'all will be the first ones running.
And my thing is, if they stayed, I'm gonna wish you would have left, because you ain't gonna never hear the end of it. I don't care if you could be looking at TV and they'll say a keyword. Yeah, you remember when you did this, or you remember he be like, look, you said it was all right. You forgave me.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're gonna forgive me, leave it alone. If you're not gonna forgive me, get gone, because I'm not gonna sit here and have to remember about what I've done every 2 seconds. Every time you think about it, you gotta bring I know what I done. But then as soon as I remind you of what you done, why you always got to throw up in my face? Why I don't did? Cause you did it. But but you throw up in my face, it's all right. But my mama said, don't mind young Olives. Go back. She said, right,
I
Britt.
don't mind a young man with braids as long as they're neatly. Mammy said, right, Britt, don't bring no young man to my house with his pants down to his knees. And Auntie Greta said, over 40, skip the braids and the sweatpants. Now, wait a minute now, Auntie Greta, with the sweatpants now.
Okay. Now, I can see them sweatpants, Auntie Greta. I'm sorry now. The little braid, I don't know. I feel like when you get to a certain age, you should have probably a certain look. I mean,
like I said, if you got dreads and they nice and neat, I could deal with that.
Now I can deal the dreads, but see, you got some of these men out here got braids with beads on there. You ain't no baby, and you ain't no girl. So I'm gonna need you to get some kind of haircut, something that's gonna look like we together, and not like a mismatched couple.
Yeah, because that was crazy. I wouldn't be bothered with no man running around no beads in his head. I was like, how old? I asked him out in public, how old are you? And wait for an answer. And be like, well, why you got them damn beads in your head? I wore them beads as a child in my head. Those are not for men, first and foremost.
But I want to play this little thing I saw on TikTok there about dating at 25, and it's a Bay contract. So let me play this right quick.
Go ahead.
I'm so ready for this. I'll need you to sign this.
What is this?
That's the Bay contract. As I stand here, I decided it's best that I go over the rules of this contract. It's long. Rule number 1. Once you hit this, you belong to me. Yeah, that means I'm yours, you're mine. Don't worry, I don't cheat. 2, you will not go any longer than 2 hours without communicating with me. You understand? Whether it's Skype, email, fax, text, typewriter, I don't care. You better stay in contact. 3, You will not have any more female friends. You know those female friends that you hit up on occasions and all that, and you hit from time to time, or maybe they call you late at night. Won't be none of that. None of that. It's over.
I can't have friends?
At all. All right. Now, 4, you are always going to share your location. It's my job to know where you at all times.
Is that it?
No. And 5, last but not least, if I ever catch you cheating, because I give you good love and there's no reason for you to cheat, I'm going to cut you off. Yeah.
You know what? I don't think I want to do this.
Sign it. Make sure it's legible. You belong to me now.
So I thought it earlier, and I was sitting there thinking, I said that right there is somebody that is like almost a psychopath. But you know, you make sure that you got that person in line. We gonna be together, and sometimes, and that's how you make a relationship work. When not being as boisterous as she was, but we come together and get on the same page of what we want in a relationship.
Exactly. You gotta have
I come to the table saying I want a good, stable, good man that really love me. And you over here, well, I want you, and I want to have another side piece and a side piece. Because I was looking at that show. Me and you talking about the other day, that polygamy.
Mm-hmm.
Those 4 relationships. I say, today, even with dating and marriage, I mean, it looks so different than growing up. It's a man and a woman, they're married, and it's another man and a woman, and they're married, and then you have the other man go to the other wife, and the other man go to the other wife, and I'm sitting there thinking, what is all this?
They making up stuff. I'm gonna try to watch my mouth over here. Hey, Peachy. But yeah, they try to make women think that's the only alternative. And that's kind of sad that women think it's that's their alternative. You ain't got to live that life. You can take that man, get the heck away from him. Because if he wants to have he wants to be married to me, but he still want a girlfriend. Like they literally were 2 married couples, but the wives was the other guy's girlfriend, which made no sense and it was stupid.
Yeah, and I'm sitting there thinking, because you think about it, like you see, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm just trying to get past the thing. But you look at the men that coded sister wives, whatever. Now, if a woman said, I want to have brother husbands, I tell you, it'll be smoke in the city. It's all right for you to have 4 and 5 wives, but then if I want to say I want to have another man on the side, then you consider me as cheating. But how am I cheating when you able to have extra wives? They got a show too. It's another show on there where it's women that want to have extra husbands. So one girl, she has a boyfriend and a husband, and seeking sister wives and seeking sister husbands, brother husbands. And I'm like,
crazy.
Where do y'all find it? When are you gonna get to the point where you want to just be with that one person? Let that one person be your everything. And that's why when I say dating now, I want that person to be my everything. You're never gonna be God or king of me, but I want you to be that one person that's my best friend, my confidant, my provider, my man of integrity, this, that, and the other. But they feel like I gotta have 4 and 5 people to make one person. No, you just try to build what you want. If you got a quality, if I got to list of 10 things I want, and you can only match up the 4 of them things on that list, then you're not the one for me. I'm gonna have to go on to the next person. Mm-hmm. But I want to be. My pastor said one time, and it made so much sense. She said, "Don't be a teacup for nobody." Mm-hmm. And when she said, I'm saying like what? So she was saying, don't be that person that a man can take you on and off the shelf. Yeah. I don't know what I want to be. You being a teacup for that person because they don't know what you want. You don't know what you want. So I want to get at least 6 or 8 to 9 of those things on that list out of a person.
I don't blame you. And it's kind of hard because parents have not raised their men in a certain way. And that's part of the problem because they didn't give their men that sensitivity in their relationships. That's why men have an issue with trying to deal with their emotions. Women need to explain to their sons. They're like I've done to my son. I don't. know about nobody else. But I made it my business to let him know, look, you're entitled to your feelings. You're entitled to your emotions. Don't let no one man tell you can't cry if you need to cry. If you in your feelings or you got something you need to say, if you want to say it, but be respectful of who you talking to.
Right.
Know how you feel. Don't hide your feelings from nobody. Because if you don't express your feelings, they're going to trample all over your feelings.
Because you got a lot of men out here feel like, I can't cry. No, tears are silent prayers to God.
Hello.
A lot of times, so you need to release that anguish and not make it feel like, well, if you a real man don't cry, a real man does cry. To me,
Yes.
that's gonna show me that you're a real man. Because why? You were able to show me that you're vulnerable, that you have compassion, that you have empathy. Because some people just don't have that.
At all.
And if I see you shed a tear, then let me be able to be here. Let me be your comfort. That's what I want to be to you.
Exactly.
So I don't want to be like, what you crying for? You gotta remember the men don't cry. Shed your tears. If you want to cry, cry.
That's why men so running around here so damn angry. Because they don't know what to do with their feelings. So they need to go on somewhere, go for a jog, a walk, a hike, or something, to go for a ride, scream, and holler in their car if they want to. I tell my son all the time, if you need to scream and holler, go outside and do it. Go outside and express how you feel. Because again, you are entitled to your feelings. And don't let nobody tell you you're not. And men need to understand they are entitled to their feelings, but they also have to understand that woman's feelings count as well, if not more than yours. Auntie Greta said, if a person cheats, it's a deal breaker. The trust is gone forever. That's the truth, Auntie Greta. Because I will sit there and tell y'all, I have dated somebody that I've dated like 3 times. I ain't gonna lie. Love to death. We do have that soul tie, and I have made it my business to disconnect that soul tie. I don't talk to him. I don't want to hear him. I don't want to see a picture. I don't want nothing. I try to stay away from him. I don't want to. Listen. I don't block the new number he done gave me. I don't want to talk to you. I want to keep you out of my space so I can let go of all that attachment.
And it's gonna take a lot of times with that. When it's like that, it takes a lot of spiritual work to kind of pray and say, God, help me detach from this person, because they can say the slightest thing and it'll make you fall back. But again, you keep falling back into all those other situations where we were together and all the people, and it's hard to just decipher me letting you go, because they know what to say. They know how to get to you. They know how to get you. So they still know how to get to you. That's why I say when it's coming out of dating these days, and everybody want to label everybody, and I don't want a relationship. I just want to me and you, we cuddle buddies and this, that, and other. Well, why you cuddling with that buddy? Remember, those soul ties or connections that sometimes you can't break them, because you got about that bed and went your separate ways. They snatched your soul on the way out the door. So just know when you feel like, hey, I can't get rid of this person. Why I feel like this? Why this happened?
Be careful.
Right. I mean, so it's like you have to be. And that's what I say. People use sex as just a recreational sport, but they don't realize what really comes with it. If you sit down and you study on those things, and that's why the Bible says the marriage bed is undefiled, because when you land with these people, the Lord know what you're getting attached to, and there's so many people out here that are carrying so many spirits, and then you trying to carry the weight of them.
You ain't never lied. I've seen a lot of people deal with that. I haven't dealt with that part, but I have dealt with just like, oh, I can't get rid of you. Like, I could think the full name and that sucker be on my phone. Like, what the heck? What the subterfuge?
Well, I tell you, your mind is a powerful thing. You could think something and it happened. You be trying to figure out why that just happened, because you thought them up and they connect to you. It's like y'all got some kind of teleporter. I thought about you. Here you go. Then they pop up.
That's why I'm making it impossible. They know they can't.
But you know what you got to though. Because some of these people, if you don't just eventually say, you know what, I'm gonna cut ties with you, they will forever be around. I was dating a guy, and so right before I got sick, I'm sorry, y'all, just ice maker going off. So right before I got sick, we were messing around, and after the fact, and I saw myself doing so much for him that I wouldn't normally see myself do. I would
Yeah.
get off work in the morning sometimes and go make sure he have breakfast and this and I was out the house. We was like a unofficial couple because he was one of the ones that they want to say, I want to spend all this time with you, but I'm still healing. Oh no, I'm not finna still heal. So once I got better and I was in the hospital one time and I was like, I asked him, I said, all the times I got up in the middle of the night to see about him, all this kind of stuff, let's see how it's gonna happen. I said, when I go to the hospital, I always want some jalapeno Cheetos and a strawberry fountain. So I said, all you got to do is bring it to the hospital and drop it off downstairs because nobody could come in. Like they could only have like one person.
Yeah,
And
because that was
after you drop it off, soon as he told me he couldn't drop off them Cheetos and that strawberry soda cut off. I ain't talking ever
exactly.
since. I'm like, I ain't playing with you. So that gave me
Exactly.
all the reasons.
You could do for me. I don't care who you with.
Yeah, because I was going above and beyond, and you showed me what I needed, the simplest things.
Yeah.
You can ride by 2 stores, and all you gotta do is get out your car. You can even head to the security guard outside and say, "Get it to such room," and they'll bring it up. You ain't got to get out. But since you can't bring me no jalapeno Cheetos and no strawberry soda, we done. Yeah, it's
That's
over.
because we are too much of nurturers, and that's part of our issue to me. I ain't gonna lie. I think it's because we're so used to nurturing somebody, even if we're in a relationship, we still nurture.
Right.
Just like
Because
if men get sick, they turn into children.
Child, a man gets sick. If we get sick, we still gotta get up, cook, clean, wash clothes, keep the kids, take them back and forth, this, that, and other. A man gets sick, he in the bed for a week. He's leaving here every 2 seconds. I just can't make it. What happened? Oh, I got a hangnail. Oh, so you dying with a hangnail? Okay, leave here. But we as women, we want to make sure that our men are all right.
Exactly.
We want to make sure that you're good. If you got a call, baby, what you need? You may rub your back. What you need? You gonna all that.
Yeah, because we too nurturing. That's what it is.
So that's why, like
they
now,
get mad at us when we get hard and don't want to be bothered. But it's y'all fault that we get that way because you don't treat us the way we know we should be treated, and you still ain't learned the lesson.
Yeah, then we mean, yeah, you so mean. You ain't do such of me. No, I'm just not going to put up with all this crap that you want to do. No, we're not nobody doing that.
Child, my ex got on my nerves and pissed me off, and I made him leave. That mug kept calling. I was like, I don't know what you're calling for because we ain't got nothing to talk about. We ain't friends. He was like, we're not friends. No, we're not friends. I told you that when I met you. If we ain't together, we not friends. That's how I operate. I have to because, again, I'm a very emotional person, so I know. Let me back myself on up away from you.
Right.
And focus on me. And then you're going to get mad. But then got to the point was like, oh, you don't want to leave me alone? I got a trick for you. I'm going to be as mean and nasty as I can possibly be to you. And then you want to look at me confused. I said, this is the be you created. So if this is what you want in your life, deal with her. If not, I advise you to leave me F alone.
That's why I think people these days need to know if you want to be in a relationship, know what you want. That
Exactly.
don't go in there blindsided or undecided or I want a woman that do this. Or I want a man that I want her to do this and do that. And then when they don't do what you want them to do, it's a whole different story. And then make sure too, one thing I'm learning throughout my history of dating is that a lot of times if a man has been in a relationship with another woman or significant other, if that person has done something to them, they are sometimes quick to bring it
and take it out
to the next relationship. So I remember one time I had on a head bunny. My ex-wife wear a head bunny like that. I'm like, really? We can't do that. So these days,
wait, you said he had on a head bonnet too?
I had on a head bunny.
Oh, okay.
But because I wore a head bunny, it triggered a memory of a ex. I'm sitting there thinking,
oh my God,
you can't be that sensitive. So it's like in 2025, and we got so many. It's such a new day and age, and everybody's trying to be everybody, this, that, and the other. We're gonna have to catch up with the times and then know what you want while you out here trying to get it and have yourself established and not still. And I know we all got to heal from something, but it don't take you. And at 50 and 60 years old, you should be somewhat healed or have yourself established,
Yeah.
not having to get established, not trying to figure out how you gonna make it in this life. Because I feel like when you get to 40 years old, you kind of get set in your ways. That's just, you get set in your ways, and ain't no change your mind. I know how I get sometimes. It's like I don't want to deal with that no more. I'm
Mine's
grown.
on the person of how my attitude will move.
Who said that?
When I'm like, I have an ex, like, he cracks me up because I'm like, boy, why you text me every time he break a phone or lose a phone, he texts who this? You text the number, you know who it is. Stop asking stupid questions. Okay,
Right.
married 3 times, that's your problem, not mine. But I have had him, he'll just text me out of nowhere. And it's like, why are you texting me? You know for a fact I ain't your friend, so why you keep texting me? Now, him I don't block because his sisters mean a whole lot to me. So if anything ever happened to any of his sisters, I want to know. But other than that, we don't hold conversations. He does what he does, whatever he wants to do with his wife. He know I don't want him. So that I could tolerate. But anything else, if you trying to talk to me, like I have a friend that has been a friend of me and my exes for years, and you keep trying to talk to me. Why you keep trying to holler at me? I'm not never doing that. I don't play those games. That's another thing that people don't learn. Stop trying to mess with your so-called friends' exes or your so-called friends' current girlfriend or boyfriend. Don't do that. That's disrespectful.
When I tell you that's the girl code,
They
that's
don't
the
have
girl
no
code
friends.
all the way down. It should never happen. I'm sorry. I hate to overtalk you because I don't know if you finished talking.
Mm-mm.
That's the girl code.
It
You
is.
should. I tell my girls all the time because I got one that's 22 and I got one that's 13. So I'm gonna teach y'all now. If your friend or a friend of your friends or your associate, your family member especially, has went with somebody, that person is off limit. I don't care if you're in love with that person. That person can be the best thing you send sliced bread to you. That person is off limits because that connection is too tight. It is gonna cause too much problems and too much drama and too much mess. You leave that person alone. It's somebody out there for everybody. And then maybe 10, 20 years down the line, but I don't see that happening. If my family don't date somebody, I can't date them. And you be like, well, we were just friends. We didn't really go
Not
out. I just took them out to eat a couple times. Let me tell you something. No, that's a negative.
exactly.
Especially if you don't lay with them. No. I got a best friend and I love her to death. And we always say, it's each day hunt, you don't put all your eggs in one basket. So
Mm-hmm.
if she think I might have went to school with somebody or might have dated some, she'll be like, such. Yeah, you don't mess with them before. No, most likely not, because I ain't like that. But I would, we keep some tab with that because it's funny that a guy that I was engaged to,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, if she knew it, she was there through the whole thing. Next thing I know, she called. She said, "Guess who was in my inbox?" She told me what. She said, "Girl, he trying to holler."
Mm-mm.
I said, "Men don't care like we care." She said, "There's nowhere in the world we call each other baby mama. There's
Mm-hmm.
nowhere where I would be with that person." But see, they don't care these days. I'm
At
gonna be
all.
with whoever, and I don't care if you've been with them and their cousin been with them. We all been with them. No, we're not doing that. That's why we need to, as parents, need to teach our men and our young girls and our young boys. Don't go behind your friends. It
Exactly.
called now because me and that more man. You got it too. They were good, man. Both of us don't hit it. No,
That's why I even told both of my boys, I told them, listen, when you are out here dating, one thing you never, ever, 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 ever do. I said, if you have a female as your friend, you keep her as your friend. Don't try to sleep with her. Don't try to get in a relationship with her. Don't do it. And he was like, why? I said, because that will mess up your friendship and y'all relationship will never be the same again. So do not try to sleep with or date your best friend if she's a female and vice versa, because I promise you that will ruin y'all friendship and it'll never be the same again. So I tell them, don't do that. Do not do that because
I
that
say if the only way you could be able to do that if like the feelings are mutual, and y'all probably had those same feelings for a long time. I'm like,
Mm,
yeah, I wouldn't probably play in those waters. Not because my thing is that girl knows a lot about you, and you know a lot about her. So when y'all trying to date each other, it's kind of looking like I know too much about you. Now that's probably my mind where I be like, I can't, man, you know I
mhm.
can't date you. I know you done been with this person. I was Friday when some friends came by to see me, to check on me, and I was telling them, I was like, you know, I grew up with y'all. Y'all are older than me. And I've been around all y'all little girlfriends, all your little friend girls. I know all of them. I said, so I know what y'all do. You know, so when you see this, it's kind of hard to say, well, I'm dating this person. You know what they done done. You know what they're capable of doing. You know how they'll hurt a woman too. And
Yeah.
you don't want to hurt your friend the same way you hurt somebody.
Some people just don't care. They don't have the emotional intelligence, as my boy likes to say, the emotional intelligence to act like an adult. And that's kind of sad. I need women to stop babying and coddling these men because their girlfriend may not run around here coddling their behinds. Okay? So I'm going to need mamas to stop coddling their boys. And these daddies, girls, I need y'all to not look for your dad in any male that you date because you may not never find that because everybody is different. So make sure when you're dating, make sure you're picking, don't, and date more than one person. I ain't saying sleep with them all. So don't get that twisted, but date more
Right.
than one person. Get to know what you like. See who can fit that match because you mess around and be trying, like Britt said, pick one from this person, that person, that person. No, that's not going to work.
Right.
So
Especially when
you
you're
gotta know what
younger.
you want.
Yeah, because when you're younger, to me, I feel like when you're younger, you don't know what you want. You know, you look at you want to be with somebody. I want this right here, and then you might find this in the man. Oh, I like this right here, and then
Mhm.
you get over here, and you then this man right here don't. And I don't like that right there, and then you get over here. So it's like you got to compile that person. It's like you taking that person and you saying, I want all this, but I want this to be in one person, not into multiple people.
Yeah,
So
but
you
then
got to
you
know exactly what you want, but you got and what you want. Make sure what you want is going to be good for you. Not to
exactly.
say, oh, I just want love. Okay, you can get just that love, but is it the love that's going to be the love that you really want? Being older, it's like when I say I want true love, I want genuine conversation. I want to go out and go on dates. I want this, and because in this at this point now in life. I know what I want. I'm not gonna settle for
Nothing
just
less.
half of what nothing half. You can't go and be like, well, I come take you to eat once a month. No, I want to go on dates every other month, every other week. I want this now because I'm telling you what I want. I know what I want. But so as we grow, as we evolve in life, know what you want. If
Exactly.
it's a particular type of person that you want. And my thing is, y'all know I believe in manifestation big time. Because the thing is, it's in the Bible. Speak those things to be not as though they were. So if I want something, if I want a particular person, all I gotta do is kind of sit down and jot down and say, like, I built it, so I want a man, I want him like this.
Yeah, you do
I
gotta
you know,
build.
I want him like this. You telling God what you want. You speaking it, you trying to manifest what you want, but you gotta be specific too. Don't be like, like I say, don't want I just want love because you're gonna get this love. So if
Child
you
that.
want love and commitment and faithfulness and honesty and truthful, and that's what it'll start. But that's what too. People gotta know what a relationship is built on. In my opinion, relationships are built on trust. The foundation is trust and communication
And honesty.
and honesty. And we got to be able to talk about and be honest when we communicate about what we're talking about.
Exactly. Because if you sit there and have a conversation with a man and you're not telling him what it's about, child, he gonna forget about 15 minutes later. Because men attention span sometimes ain't that long.
Yeah.
So you have to be specific with them. And say this is what I want, this is what I don't want. Without trust, you have nothing. Absolutely, Auntie Greta. You got to tell them what you want. Ask them what they looking for.
That's it. If I can't trust you outside seeing you, I can't trust you go to the bathroom by yourself and go pee.
It's a
Then
problem.
we definitely ain't got nothing. We should be able to talk. I remember when I was in college, I was dating a guy, and one thing we used to do. My roommate was mad one night though. We always said we never go to let the sun go down our rafts. So we had a bad day or something. We would argue all night long. I remember one night she got mad. She done came up and took my phone and unplugged that wall in my dorm room. It's my roommate in college. She took my phone out the wall and just threw the whole phone because we had been up arguing all night. So you got to be able to come to a mutual agreement and don't all that arguing and bickering or whatever. If y'all start on arguing and bickering every time, that's how your relationships start is basically how they'll end. So if they start with arguing and always telling lies, you can't trust them in sports, you can see them, they always got a different story, that's how your relationship will go from the beginning. So if I can't trust you to communicate me, if you say you're going to the store and down the street and you both stores over, then you tell me the truth. I need to be able to trust you. I don't need nobody lying to me and nobody trying to love on me. I told my friend the other day too, he said something. I looked at him, I said, you know what, you are the epitome of a true love bomber. I said, you know what to say to women and just get them all thrown off kilter.
Mm-hmm. And that's the problem because that's the type those men. Well, he might not be one, but most men that act like that, they chase women and they say the same thing to every woman that they meet.
Mm-hmm. And women love it.
I ain't got time to be arguing. Listen, if I got to argue with you, I don't want to be bothered with you because I can't deal with all that shenanigans and fussing. And some women, that's another thing. Some ladies today, I'm not gonna say women, but they're ladies and they're still women. But some ladies today get a kick out of a man putting their hands on. I don't understand where that comes from, why they feel like that, or why they think that shit is cute. Because it's not cute. Love bombing is a problem, and always look for love bombing. Somebody going 3 times out of his way to do something for you out of nowhere, and you don't really know him. Be mindful of that, mug. Now, if you know
Yeah,
him,
I'm watching them, eyes wide open and shut.
exactly.
I'm watching because I'm trying to figure out what you're doing. Well, I'm with Ungrana that arguing. I was married for almost 10 years, and I probably say we probably argue maybe twice a year because simply I know I don't argue fair. I'm not
Yeah.
going to be this. Not going to be no nice, good, gentle argument. I'm not doing that. If I'm arguing for a reason. But all that big and fat, got your blood pressure all raised up, and
Anybody got
y'all
time?
argue every 2 seconds. No, that's ridiculous.
That's just chaos and disruption.
She
Anybody
said,
got
try
time for
love.
disruption?
Aren't you gonna say try love bombing me? It will not work. I'm looking at you sideways.
Exactly.
But Auntie Greta, these days though, I mean, these men of all ages these days, they are really trying it because I when I was working and everybody be like, yeah, I found me a man on POF. POF. I kept saying, what is POF?
Oh, it
And then
sounds
they
like
told
an infection
then
to
they,
me.
huh?
I said it still sounds like an infection to me.
Yeah. So then I realized what it was, and then so it's like everybody that I see that be on these dating sites, to me, it's just trying to get in somebody's underwear. So it's
Yeah.
like nobody's really trying to get nowhere, and it be the old ones on there
Yeah.
wanting to holler at you somewhere. I was be in the store somewhere. Someone, hey girl, you look good. Too old for me. You
I
too
told
you
my
got in the
friend
game until
oldest,
already.
get on my face. I don't want
Let's
nothing
see,
old
beautiful say I got a cousin that
for love.
like black eye for love. I stay away from her. Sometimes I think too, they get into that. The men love on them and make them think I ain't say make them think they love them. And they do this to them and they don't know how to get out of the situation. And then because the more they do to you, the more they try to go out here and buy you and buy your affection, and they just don't know how to get out of that. And I've never understood that. And I guess because I've not been in that situation, but it's like, how do you don't allow this man to love you to death? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
At the end of the day, because they can love you to the end of your days, and you still trying to hang on this person, and you want to get rid of them, and you want to leave, and you need to leave, but it's just hard to leave. Like I said, I do not like being hit as a child. Damn sure like hitting being a grown adult. Are you right, Auntie Greta? Because Or you may win. But I'm
Mhm.
going down with a fight, baby. It's gonna be like the Titanic. I'm going down fighting for my life. I would not be going down just on a whim.
Exactly. Me either. Because I've never experienced that. Not going to experience it. If I do, I'm going to jail. Auntie Greta said all time AB users line. Look what you made me do. Wow, I made you beat on me. Okay. And Beautiful said, beats stabbed her in the
Mm,
head. Woo. I said, girl, leave. She said, but he cooked me.
steak.
What?
She need
Mm-mm.
that steak, but she need that steak for her eye and her mind. She was a steak. She
That's
put it in
crazy.
there. But that's crazy though, and that's the thing. They have the women so wrapped these days. When they do this to women, they have your mind so set and so wrapped. And basically, these men are narcissistic people because they can calm in your mind and make you think the sky is not blue when you know it is, and you looking at it be blue, but they telling you it's red and you going with that.
But you know what the extra crazy part to me is? There's a lot of men that love to put their hands on women. But if some women just pop their ass one good time, oops, sorry,
Oh, they
one
don't
good
they
time,
gone.
they
They
might
they
not be that type of man that can
they
really
ain't
look
making it.
up. He just think that she a punk and she don't know no better. So he put his hands on her until she pop him one good time and he might stop. I'm
But you
just
know, that's what Medea did that time. So this is what you do. You go
hmm.
ahead and when and see what he say then. Then they run. Yeah, that's the thing. They don't think you would. If you don't stand toe down with them for the first time, you know
Mm-hmm.
they gonna really think that it's gonna happen. But some women just don't. You know, you get scared, you get terrified, you get in that place where I don't know, I get fearful. But you gotta have to wanna. Sometimes you gotta want to get out of it. And then like she was saying, you know, he said, "Oh, she cooked me steak because he's love bombing you.
Hey,
He,
Sandra.
he he's loving you, trying to tell you this is what I love you." Hey, Sandra. Hey, ma'am. How are you?
Auntie
Like we
Greta.
talk about A and B conversations.
Hey, exactly. Auntie Greta said, all I know is Cassie had to be brainwashed to let her mouth use the toilet. Auntie Greta, she was. That man put her underneath a 10 album deal, which he knew he was never going to honor. And that's sad. But he's a sick, twisted individual. Beautiful said, my father was abusive. It ain't in my spirit to tolerate it because, baby, somebody got to go to sleep and it ain't going to be. Hello.
Baby, I don't know,
You
beautiful.
talk
If you old enough to that, watch that movie. It was a movie years ago called The Burning Bed.
girl.
It's gonna be starring some new characters. It
And
will. And my thing is, and I'm glad that beautiful in that situation that she's able to say, look, I know what it is to be the grove in a household like that. I don't want to deal with it because some women can see this, or
think it's
some men can see this, and they will think it's all right. So they go into the next relationship, they'll think, okay, well, it's all right for me. It happened to my mama, and you know, and it can happen to anybody, and they'll deal with it. They just, you know, it's all right. But
mm-hmm.
it's not all right. But I'm glad that she saw that. Hey, you might have did that, but no, I ain't beat for that. I'm not made for that. I'm gonna
Yeah.
drop the link to it if anybody want to come up.
I think he tortured
Um,
his own family and baby mamas. He did, Sandra. He did. He's a wicked somebody. That I'm about to call him the orange demon. He another demon though. First spouse was abusive. I got away. He loved steak. I made him a special one with a good. Ooh, I
all
know
right.
that's rhythm.
I can see Auntie Greta. I can really see her doing that.
I can
Oh
too.
my God, I can just see her doing that. And yeah, you got to get rid of it. And yeah, and this thing with Diddy, it's mind boggling. And just to know that like the first day of the trial, that he had his daughters
Yeah.
in the courtroom, and I'm like, why would you put them in in this situation with you when you know what you're doing to a woman is nowhere near be doing right?
Because
I
any
mean, and you making them girls probably in their mind somewhat think, well, maybe it's right. My daddy did to his girlfriend. No, it ain't.
it sure ain't.
And they have these women so wrapped up in what they doing, and I'm they promising these girls the world. That's the one thing with these rappers and all the people.
Yep, that's
They
why
promise
Cassie
they
never got her deal. Her
Yeah, they
10
promise you the world. They buy you, and so they able to go out here and buy you this, that, and other, and see if they get them dollar signs out their eye and get your own dollars. sometimes you may be all right because you can't depend on everybody because they giving you what you want and don't need.
Exactly. Wait. Did he going down one way or another? Yeah, his mama need to be going down too. People keep not his mama. Yes, his mama.
Everybody need to go. Everybody that knew anything about it or that was there to security go. I don't care. I don't care if you was the milkman and rode by and saw it happen.
Exactly.
You need to go down too because if you saw this man doing any manner of evil that he had done to these women, and you sat there and thought it was all right,
and did nothing.
I don't even know how they sleep at night knowing it was all right.
Me either. It was.
How do you close your eyes at night and say, "Oh, you know, I saw Diddy do the girl like this, or he did this to this woman right here," and then think it's too, and he's allowing them other men to do it to the women too.
Yep. And then the fact that they try to make it seem like, oh, why would Cassie do that? She couldn't stand it for herself. No, not with that psycho. No, like people don't really understand the things that demon has done.
And that's what people got to get past too. You can't fight against everything. You can try, but Diddy. I mean, he was a powerful man. You know, he had a little power. You know, but so he able to wash you away. And my thing is too, when you get to mess with the Illuminati, you playing straight in the devil's yard. You playing in the devil's playground. You locked in a fence with flames and barbed wires and everything else. When you get to play with the Illuminati, you see how people all of a sudden just start leaving here. And you don't know what happened to them. They just gone.
Well, I've been told people he had something. Like I said before, people was like, "You tripping? That was his boy." I said he wasn't his boy. Biggie was about to leave his tail and start his own stuff. That's why that boy came up unalived. Just like Tupac, I said he had something to do with Tupac too, but nobody thought out. Everybody's like, "Girl, you just making up stuff." No, I'm not.
A lot of these people, when they try to get out of Illuminati,
all of them is unalive because of him.
Yeah, a lot of times when they try to get get on under people, they ain't hear no more. Auntie Greta said it's hard for Diddy's daughter to date because they may get some of the cancer treatment all because of their daddy. And you know what, Auntie Greta, you are right because some fact people don't realize what the things you do to somebody else. The karma may not come on you, but it come on your lineage. You may not be the one to get it, but it'll trickle down, and it's gonna be how would you feel? And I don't know if men or even women ever think about when they do stuff. What if that was my daughter? What was that? What if that was my son? How would I feel if that happened to them? They don't have that mindset. I guess we don't all think alike. But my thing is, a lot of times, what if that was my child? What if that was me? What would I do in that situation? But if you don't get it, he gonna get time. Believe that. He gonna get the time, but the hurt and emotional drain that he caused on those other women, it's gonna be on his lineage that's gonna get it. That's the sad part about it. Cause that time that he gonna get in jail ain't gonna mean nothing.
Nope.
You know, he gonna probably get beat up a couple times, get boxed a couple times, but as far as feeling that true pain of what it feels to hurt, he don't cause it on his family, on them daughters, on them, or even on them sons.
Yeah. I hope Quincy opened his. Well, I think he already opened his mind. Honestly, I think he got his behind away because he does watch after his siblings, but you don't really. You see him once in a while, but you don't see him as much. Did y'all see the clip of John Gray, the mega church preacher, saying his thirst for only his wife and licked his tongue out? He is disgusting. Yeah,
that man. He here. That church is here. John Gray is I don't know when I be funny, y'all like y'all know what I'm talking about. Yeah, this church is in Greenville. He don't change the name about 4 or 5 times, but yeah, that church here.
That's wicked, but I feel like that about a bunch of people. That's the reason why I go. That's why I go with to Bedside Baptist with Cameron Rail because I'm not. Nope.
I was gonna say, Britt, they do not think it happened to them, but it may get to their children and grandchildren. Yeah, they're gonna have to get it one day. But yeah, John Gray has been in the news quite a few times about infidelity. Period, with his wife, even being a pastor. And my thing is, y'all know I go to church. I go to brick and mortar church. My dad a pastor, but the thing is, you have to watch who you sit up under. Everybody don't go to church, and that's fine. That's your answer, But there's this corporate worship But you have to watch who you sit up under, because you got a lot of these preachers out here. All they doing is just preaching. I mean, they moving you because they doing that. But my thing is, you have to realize too, you got to what flows from the head flows down. So if the head of your church is not anointed and it's full of chaos, the body gonna be the same way. I tell my dad all the time, if you wasn't living right, I didn't see how you living right. Believe me, do something wrong, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't sit up under you. And that's being real, because in fact, because you're my dad don't mean nothing. But if you wasn't living the life that you up here preaching about, I wouldn't sit up under you.
Exactly.
Because you got something to preach up here, they're for a check.
People think just because it's a big name attached to a pastor, that means something. That don't mean nothing to me.
John Gray came here taking over a mega church, which it was already a mega church with Ron Carpenter. So when he came, it was already a mega church.
Okay, that's good to know.
So, but then see, the thing is, and with Ron Carpenter's wife Hope was out here cheating on this man, and she was transparent about it in church. So again, within that church, it was just trickling down. That pastor, his wife cheated on him. She made it known. She done left him, all kinds of stuff. Came back. They reconciled this, that, and the other. And then you get another pastor. Then he out here doing his big one on his wife. It's just, hey, y'all better watch who you sit up on now. I said all the time.
The truth, 111. Beautiful. That's right. That's why you don't amen every amen. That's for sure.
You better hear what they're saying. While you saying amen, you better hear what am I amen to? What you just say? Say that again, please.
Repeat that. Exactly. Repeat that.
Because excuse me. I'll be excuse me in a minute. Huh?
People was and are sitting under John Gray. Child, anybody listen? I think I'm an angle in front.
It's a lot of people sitting over there, though. It's a lot of people over there in the church. Yeah, it's still another church.
But when it comes to John Gray, the Walrus, what's that Caucasian pastor?
Walrus.
No, not
John Gray was with that Joel Osteen at one time.
That's that jerk name right there. That demon right there. Him right there.
That's who John Gray come from, though. Joel Osteen.
No wonder. Because that man don't mean nobody no good. Who else was it? Him, and it's another pastor talking about some don't give money to the poor. I said, excuse me, because that's where the money's supposed to go, to the poor, not the church all the time. Yeah, the Walrus needed to step down. Strong power bottom, as they say. Excuse me.
Girl, if you I'm trying to do not find. I finally see you talking about I see the name. You said Walrus. I'm like, who is Walrus? In my mind, I'm like, who is
look like a walrus?
Nah, I know, because Auntie Greta put his name in there.
Thank you, Auntie Greta. I ain't even had to say it.
Well, he don't step down. His daughter is up there now, but I look at his daughter, especially the one
look at beautiful.
Swallowed up. Yes, he's been swallowed up. I look at him. I guess he has stepped down. His daughter's up there now, but I look at his other daughter so differently, because her taking that girl's baby,
and they all know nobody to give it back.
Yeah, and you still want to get up here and thus said the Lord. The Lord. People don't. I don't think folks at the end of the day sometimes think God gonna return.
The child, because they don't know, because they stupid and don't know no better. Auntie Greta, that's what I was saying. Showed his hand during that flood in Texas. He wasn't letting the people in. Sure wouldn't, but he want their money all day long. That's why I don't trust none of them people with them big old mega churches, because y'all about here making it about money, and that's not what God is talking about.
Because what? One thing about it, and that church we're talking about at one time was redemption. When
she didn't. Go ahead.
That church. It's such a big church, so when you go there, you don't have a name. You got a number. You go to church, be like, hey, I'm number 557,203 million. That you got a name. So it seems like when somebody passed away at the church, nobody's coming to your house and help you. You're not having that funeral at that church. You're not doing that. You got to go out the way and have it somewhere else. And that's why I like.
Which is crazy.
I like a smaller church You know,
Mm-hmm.
a couple of hundred, you know, 1,000 is good. Well, you can say, I know this person. I can say that I can vouch for this person. They'll do this, that, and the other. As versus me coming to church and being all I am is a number. You be like, I go to church
I
there.
can tell.
When? What service? Oh, I go to the 10th service. No,
Mm,
that's too much. And then my
yeah,
thing is, I feel like the Lord ain't got time to come, even to come by the church, because when you go and they preaching verbatim what they don't preach the first 20 services, ain't an extra period, ain't an extra breath in there. If God come by, he better hurry up, because that's it. He ain't gonna get to come by and worship him and all. Lift your hands and we out the door.
that's crazy. Auntie Greta
So
said, "Say what, Britt? They don't let you have funerals at mega churches."
the one says, the one that John Gray is at, you have to basically be known in that church,
How you gonna be
and
known?
he don't really know nobody. So to say that you have that there, if you do, you got to pay for the building, the edifice, the building,
That's crazy.
and the preacher won't be the one that's the preacher. Now he is your pastor that gets up before you every Sunday, but he will not be the one preaching your service.
Mm,
So it's like when I leave here, I don't want nobody to stand over my body. Which no, the service ain't for me. It's for the people that's left here. But still, I don't want just anybody to stand over me. You don't really know me. Well, sister,
overtime.
953,000. She was such a good member. She came to church. You lying, because all them almonds that you're doing,
Mm,
let you know that you don't know me. So yeah,
exactly.
the mega churches, they don't really have your services there, and if they do have your services there, the
You got
preacher, your pastor, the head founding president, they do not preach over you. Now my
that's
church, my dad do, he preached and everything else, but that's a regular with standard size church.
yeah, beautiful. A lot of churches don't. A lot of churches don't, and that's sad. That's like I'm gonna tell y'all a story. I have been a member of Ebenezer Baptist Church since I was probably about 8. My cousin Anna has been a member of that church since she was 8, and y'all know she passed away when she was 88. Okay, her picture is actually in the church downstairs, and this is the thing I be talking about with pastors and all that. Our original pastor of that church, that was my pastor that baptized me and a couple of people in my family, he passed away a while ago. So they done went through a couple of pastors, but this new pastor, I don't know what that man looked like. He never showed up at that church for the services. He never called my family for nothing. And I'm like, that is our family church. Our family has been in that church for more than 100 years. You ain't even been living that long. Hell, Anna was in it for 80.
And see, I don't get that, because even at my old church that we come from, once my dad got this church, is that even though the pastor may not know now, he have done some shady stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
my thing is, I would say that he will pop up on some events where I feel like you should, as a pastor, especially when it's your elders in your
Elders
church,
and your members.
your elderly members that you ain't came by, ever met or whatever. You should be there, at least come by and have courtesy to the family, or sit in the funeral, or sit somewhere about around and say that I came in, and make yourself known. But like
Exactly.
beautiful saying, some of them so personal these days, you got to know your members, because you gonna know who gonna do what, who gonna need what, you gonna need to know.
Mm-hmm. Ain't nobody been calling. Ain't nobody been calling. A couple people that called, we already knew because they were family friends. But the other people, nothing. He still ain't heard from that man.
Yeah, now the ones that are number there, they will. But I think as a pastor, I feel like if you know that a member of your congregation has left here, even if you don't know them, reach out to the family. Do
Exactly.
something. But let's see. People say some church done some person. That's what made me get a teaching Bible teacher myself. But yeah, I mean, my thing is beautiful. You got to get the word. Period. Yeah, I mean, but whether you go to church or not, but get the word, because the word is gonna minister to you on different levels than what different people, because we all on different levels of Christianity, and men, you can read the same scripture,
And
and
say
what
something.
you read could, and what you read could say something totally different minister you to on a different level where you at in life. So we got to take the Bible and read it for ourselves. No, I feel like going to church is corporate worship, but you can't make nobody go to the building. But you need it just to have that word, and because the Bible says have the word in your heart, because you gonna need that scripture sometimes. You don't need that Bible sometimes because we living according to the Bible. We're living in Revelation, so you got to have that word, which is good. And may say all those elite pastors are part of industry. That's it. And it's a money grab because I mean when you go to church, some of these churches, I know one of them here, a couple of them here, they want to see your tax return.
Girl, they doing it in a lot of churches. And I said, if y'all don't get out my face.
They want to see your tax return. They want to know what you get on your taxes so they can tell how much you're going to pay each Sunday in tithing and offering. And if you don't pay your tithing and offering, they will send you a bill as if they're Duke Energy or whoever power company you got. That's how they serving y'all with these bills.
That's crazy. Auntie Greta said, I heard in some churches they do not allow the body in the church during the funeral. It can be in the vestibule. Never heard that one.
I know I never heard of that one, but yeah, the bodies are normally in the thing, but
that's sad.
But they run these churches as businesses. I mean, it's just
that's what we're trying
to get as much money we get. But then when you go to church, ask for help, they don't want to help you.
Nope.
They help the ones in the church. But if you outside the church and you really need help, you out of luck. You on your own with that one.
John, he can't even talk junk. I wish he would talk junk if I was a pop in that church. That's my church. Born and raised and baptized in that church. So that man, if I ever see him, he better not never say nothing to me. Wait, where I was going? That's bad. Because no wonder why you do Bedside Baptist. Absolutely, Auntie Greta. Because I don't trust none of them. None of them. Whether they are part of the secret society. Lord knows they ain't got to do all that. Exactly. Jesus is not in my wallet. Thank you, beautiful, because that's one of my things. Because when people tell you, first of all, it ain't none of your business what I make. I don't owe the church none of my daggone tax returns. You ain't filing my taxes for me.
Yeah, they want to see your tax return, and they'll sit down and kind of add up what your tithe and offering should be each Sunday, and you have to pay that, and then they will give you a bill. I'm sitting there thinking you're not figuring no bill because what if I don't want to? We know that the tithe and offering it's supposed to be paid. You're supposed to pay your tithes. If you don't pay your tithes, that's between you and God. You can't make me pay nothing.
Pay tithe, and it ain't got to be about money because God and Jesus was never about money. So
as
long as you do something to give back, that's your tithing.
The Bible says give your 10% in your tithe and your offering. But if I don't have my 10%, you can't make me pay no 10%. You can't make me I can't go to my job and say, look, I need to work an extra 10 hours because I got to pay my 10% of my tithes this week. And if I don't, they're going to put me out next week. I'm going to go to another church. It's too many other churches around here.
Exactly.
Maybe
said
my
husband and I went to a church and the pastor said he don't have to work. His members take care of him. I looked at my husband and told him we are not working. We are at the wrong church. That's how most of them it is, though. That's how mostly all pastors are. They get paid from the church, so most of them don't work other jobs unless they choose to.
I tell my mom all the time. I said, my godmom, my mom, my godparents, those are my mom and dad. And I tell them all the time. I said, Daddy got to really love this church because what some of these pastors are getting per Sunday. He don't get that. I said, and then he turn around and work a full-time job. See, here a lot of these smaller churches, you're gonna have to go to work. You got to supplement your income. You're gonna have to get up and go on your full-time job because they're not. We Baptists, so you're not getting all that money at some of these churches that y'all getting $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 stipends a week, and then they paying for your house and then paying for your cars and your insurance and your vacations or whatever. It's just like being a CEO of a corporation. It's with some of them.
Exactly.
And then when you get to a regular church, they got to get up Monday through Friday, hit that clock, go to work, come home, go to on Sundays, preach to that little $500 or $600 a week or every other week, however they get paid, that that ain't much. It ain't gonna cover no bill, not no fat for no family. No.
They don't care about none of that. All they care about is what they can fill their pockets with. That's like what's the name? I was happy as hell they finally locked his ass up again. The little weirdo fake pastor that used to be a convict in New York that had that storefront.
Oh yeah, I know to my that guy
now where he belongs.
With them fancy suits.
Yep, fake Fenty suits. And I said, we kept saying, give your daughter them pink glasses back. That's what I wanted him to do. A friend of mine belonged to a church, God in Christ Church, and every pastor's anniversary he got $50K. Oh yeah, that's how they get down.
Oh yeah, the church of God in Christ. I'm telling you, they gonna get their money. I'm telling you, they gonna get their money, and that's the thing. They are so big. They big though. They got a lot of bishops and stuff. Like with us, it's my dad's anniversary will be July. So they start like now each year a different committee has the obligation to run for the anniversary and raise the money. And it's according to how your church raises money or that group raises money. Like we got these little older women, our little seniors this time they want to do it so bad, and they out here. I mean, they hustling hard though. They gonna they trying to get their money up every Sunday, but they got a layaway plan. We trying to get $100 per member. I'm like, y'all is out here really hustling. But yeah, in Church of God in Christ, you got a lot of bishops and a lot of places, and they want you to get that money up. And they like we got I don't know if somebody usually you haven't heard of it, the House of Prayer. Like the House of Prayer, when I tell you they sell plates every day, and every hall that they got is built, and I mean when I tell you the churches are nice, I mean nice. Sweet Daddy Grace raised them royal. That's what they believe in Sweet Daddy Grace. Whereas
do some explaining to me, girl.
His name was Sweet Daddy Grace is founded the House of Prayer many years ago. I think in like 1914, somewhere along in there. And he had this long flowing hair, these long nails, and these people used to serve him.
Ew.
So as he got more popular, each year that they pass along, they get a new daddy. Like Sweet Daddy Baylor just passed away, so they got a new Sweet Daddy, and they just like if you go to that church, it's like a mountain.
Stuff. I ain't gonna lie. Sweet Daddy.
They got like Sweet Daddy. They got like a mountain that he'll sit on if he come into your city or whatever. Because he came not too long ago. Sweet Daddy Baylor, before he passed away, came here. And you can't, if you ain't got no dress clothes on now, you ain't going in that period. You can go in the house to get a plate. They around the corner from me, so they sell food every day. But it's like, to me, it's like a cult. You better. Yeah. They always say.
I went to a church. Each member had to give $100 for the past anniversary. And he got $10K, and his wife got a mint coat. That's what they be doing, Auntie Greta. That's why I be looking like.
And some of them, and I think some of them do that. Because most pastors don't have an anniversary but once a year. Yeah. So they celebrate the first lady and the pastor and the first lady. First lady. But that's their helpmate. You got to think about this. After once your husband come off that pulpit, and all the extra stuff. Because I tell y'all, them women can be so disrespectful. They'll call out somebody, speak to Rev. You speak to her first. Say hello, Lady Rev. How you doing?
Exactly.
Don't just call this house and I'm answer phone. You gonna speak to my mom first because you called to ask for him. Hello.
Per family and stuff at one I know of. Ooh, Lord. Lies you tell. Man said I went to a church, they had an ATM machine. Listen, that's what I think that man is trying to do to our church, because he removed the last two pews and he took two of the panels off of the pulpit.
They got that down. They got ATM in the church now, and then they got Giveify, which is easier. I'm gonna give them Giveify. I'm gonna let the church have Giveify. The reason why I say that is because somebody like me that don't never carry cash, I can get my offering through Giveify. I go and Giveify and pay my offering like that. But like I don't see an ATM machine in there because if I ain't got it, just like what Marvin Sapp the other week trying to shut door. You would have shut door while I was in there. Because I don't care how many offers you took up. If I ain't got it, I ain't got it. Exactly. You're not gonna make me give it, and you're not gonna make me sit here until you get it.
Yeah, that's the sad thing to me because they just making money off people. It's not like my thing is there is a church. What is the name of that church? Buster Soros running the church. Well, he don't run it no more, but he used to be the pastor of that church, and they did online services and all that. But that church, I know that 2 people that they sent a letter to their house talking about they was behind on their tithes and they couldn't come back to the church until they paid up their tithes. And my friends was like, I'm not going back to that church. I said, I don't blame you because can't nobody tell me what I got to do. One person that should tell me what to do.
That's what the church here. That's what they do here. The First Baptist Church is here. They will make you pay your tithe and your offering. You don't even come next Sunday because you'll be sitting in the dark at home before you come over here. Pay your tithes. They may say, look, let me tell you. Look,
look, let me tell y'all, my lights, gas, and water isn't going to get cut off because of me being foolish and people playing with my heart. Thank you, MMA, because I say the same thing. Now, that church does help the members, but you paying a lot of money. You should be paying a lot of money to be in there. They all act like they bougie and rich. And
see, my thing is, okay, you say they help the members, but what about the people that's outside the 4 walls that need help? Don't just raise the money for the people in the church because most likely, if they can pay their tithe, they got money. What about the ones outside that don't have the money?
People don't care about that. Churches don't care about that. That's why so many people not liking to go to churches. I know me. Now, I will not be disrespectful and walk up in no church. I know some people say, God say, come as you are, whatever. It's cool. But me, as far as I was raised, don't you step your behind in no church in no pants. So I would never go in no church unless I had on pants. I'm in a skirt, a dress, or something. I'm not going to nobody church in no pants. I just don't feel right. I still feel like my grandmama would come down from heaven and slap the crap out of me. So I know people like, well, God says come as you are. I said, but that means so many different things. It ain't about, because my thing is this: if you can get dressed up and get all gussied up, put your makeup on, your high heels on, your dress on, and go out the night before on Saturday, you could do the same thing to go to church.
See, some people don't have that kind of attire, so it's best that you well paid shirt. But see, my thing is, it's not like when we were growing up in the day. I'm like you, when I grew up in back in the day, I did well. I wasn't going to no church without no skirt on. But like now, if it is, it's a nice pair of dress pants. But I said come as you are because a lot of times people feel like if I got to come dressed up, I'm not going, and they want to go, and they feel like I can't go because I got to be dressed to the nine, and how people gonna look at me in church.
No,
so you can see that so many different ways because some folks feel like they want to go to church and they can't go to church, so they don't go because they're like, I ain't got nothing to wear. But then a lot of times you say, well, don't use I ain't got nothing to wear as an excuse.
That's true. But what I was saying is people will go out the night before in a dress, high heels, in a dress pants and his shoes on and clean as the board of health. But you pop up in church the next day in jeans and sneakers. No, you should have wore what you had on last night to church this morning.
No, most likely not. Because if you wore that to the club, it was too tight.
No,
you come out with a good old beacon the next morning. Come on, got your little hoochie with the little hoochie clothes on.
Listen, I seen a girl coming in with the tightest pants I've ever seen and some high heels in her half her. I was like, I can't.
Let me say, I got a brother. He said he was going to put a robe on and go freeze so he can get him a Cadillac. Well, maybe let me know how that work, baby. Let me know how it work. You got my DM over there on Instagram. Let me know how that work, for I can get me a Cadillac too, so I got a quad robe around here somewhere I can put on. And go ahead and break out a good sermon, see how that work.
He said he want to buy him a Cadillac. That is hilarious. I cannot.
I'm not even thinking about the song
talking about the daggone Cadillac. That's all I want to know.
I want a Cadillac Escalade too. Don't play with me. I want me a big body Cadillac. Don't play with me. I'm gonna put on this robe and knowing I'm up in Rome.
Listen.
I appreciate y'all. I want me and Astute to come back together again. I know we don't kind of got off subject and you can't talk about dating but for so long anyway. But I want to thank everybody that came by.
We got Britt longer than an hour, y'all. Give it up. Y'all put some clapping hands in that chat and some sunshine, okay?
Come on, A and B, Stu
hour.
and Britt. Girl, I busted my head. I still got a headache trying to think about what I'm gonna name this thing. A and B conversation, y'all. But for real though, I thank y'all. Because I'm trying to find to do something different. You know, it's a lot.
Girl, your voice went out. Oh, there.
Hold on. Sometimes we need to sit around and talk about something other than the mess that's going on. So just to sit around and have different conversations, talk about little random stuff. Just if it's not be on my channel, but on her channel. But we can just come together because y'all see y'all Britt. Y'all don't see no videos of Britt because I'm like, I ain't interested. And I was talking to my sister when she said that to me. I was like, that's a good thing to talk about. Just dating in 2025 because it's different. So I wanted to do something different. So we will, as time progress and we come up with different stuff, y'all make sure y'all hang in here. So thank you to May and Beautiful and Auntie Greta Peaches, Miss Bugs, Nikki News on narcissism. And y'all tell y'all friends to come back and watch this video because y'all know I've been on here for an hour and 36 minutes and 12 seconds. And that's unreal.
But don't we know it?
Y'all know Britt don't be on here like that. Just 30 minutes. That's
and Sandra. I forgot
Sandra. Sandra, my bad. And Sandra. To the max. So, but I'm not gonna hold y'all up for too long. Let's do what you got in the final words. My sweet, nice, kind auntie.
Nope, I'm not your auntie. And to Sweet Essence, thank you, love, for coming by. We appreciate you.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, Sweet Essence. Oh, and to everybody in the bushes that didn't fall out, make sure you fall out on that like button on your way out. And I appreciate y'all to the fullest. And y'all already know if you want to be a donation and blessing to the channel, you can. Cash out on Rich Block. If you want to be a blessing to Stu, it's Stu Queen Bee Thoughts. $, cash out. Who?
It's just Astute Queen Bee.
Oh, my bad. If you want to be a blessing to Astute, you can at cash out $ Astute Queen Bee, Britt on Britt's Block. Super thanks stickers, all the above. These are our church announcements. Please govern yourself accordingly.
The church announcement.
That's how I do it at church. You know, I run our Facebook page of my church, so I put on there, please govern yourself accordingly. These are our announcements, so you will know.
Exactly.
But y'all, this time I gotta go get in the school line and go pick this towel up. And y'all just everybody clap your hands real loud. This is the last week of school. Thank the Lord that it's over for the summer. I'm tired of getting up.
She's tired of getting up.
I'll be up. I'm tired of having to leave and go and take her to school and come back home. I want to be at home because as I ride around Greenville, a lot of times I see stuff I want to stop and get, and I need to be coming on to the house and get my dinner on and stuff like that. But anyway,
I cannot.
Y'all know I appreciate y'all. I love y'all, and thank y'all for stopping by. Stu said she didn't have any more thoughts. We will see y'all in another video. Y'all have an amazing day. On what, Stu?
On purpose.
Thank you, darling.
She got the new